Why are we doing this?
Seances are important.
Says who?
Led Zeppelin did them.
Fuck Led Zeppelin.
Don't blaspheme in this sacred space.
Zoom is a sacred space.
It's a place where business is conducted, cocktails are consumed, cyber sex is initiated, and friendships are rekindled. You can move through space and time by using different backgrounds, and you can even change species with the application of a filter. Zoom's probably the only sacred space left in the world.
Why fuck Led Zeppelin?
No way did Led Zeppelin do any occult shit to get those songs. They did not go down the crossroads.
They didn't.
Fuck no. Robert Johnson made the deal with the devil. Fucking Led Zeppelin just ripped him off and made millions off the songs. Robert Johnson was poisoned on stage before he hit 30. Still playing the circuit, barely worth a dime.
The devil's bargain's a bitch.
Ain't it?
Well, if it helps you get right with it all, Merciful Fate did this occult shit.
Really? The guy with the face paint and upside down cross. He was into some occult shit.
Yeah, some of the stuff's just theater. A whole lot of bands use a pentagram. Very few believe.
Yeah. I don't believe in it either.
That's because you're looking at it all wrong. You can call it bullshit because you take it too literally. You think we're really going to raise a, I don't know, a ghost, a demon? Those things don't exist. Well, not in the real world. But you know where they exist? In your head. Deep in the old parts, the lizard parts that created gods and archetypes. Ritual is just a key to the brain. Just a way to access the old gods in your head. You want to be stronger? You access the Odin in you. You want to be healthier? Mercury. You want to be... You just want some badass revenge shit? You go and you find your inner Kali. It's all about allowing yourself to be haunted by the most righteous divinities ever conceived. So shut the fuck up and clear your mind. Jerry, will you speak the incantation, please?
We who are physically separated but spiritually united. We who have the world at our fingertips but cannot hold hands. We who can see our way clear to any destination, call forth a spirit from death's unknowable lands.
It says a spirit has entered the waiting room.
It worked.
This is a joke, right? This is a friend of yours?
I don't know yet. Let's find out.
What's my time? My time! Did I break my record? I feel as though I was in that box forever.
What box?
My box with the water. Of my God. I'm in another box. How did I get in another box?
I have no idea what's happening right now.
This is most unsettling. Was there a second box on stage? It's so hard to remember. I was lowered in and there's so much I can't remember.
Sir, who are you?
Time. Time! What's my time? How long has it been?
We've been on this call about 30 minutes.
That won't do it all. 30 minutes. That's not performance, not theater. And it certainly isn't spectacle. I've endeavored in my time and time again to guarantee the audience a thrill. And to slip like this, to be so long submerged, it's an affront to paying customers. You see? Most have left. Only you three remain. I have failed. No, more than that. I have failed utterly. I would sit, but there doesn't seem to be a chair in this box. And how is it that I can see you three? You are in boxes as well. Are you fellow magicians, like-minded escape artists? Have I awoken in some pre-testidigination convention?
No, we're not magicians. We're musicians.
Then you should be in the orchestra pit.
Oh, we're not that kind of musicians.
Ah, street musicians then. Sad life. If I carried coins in my stage outfit, I would certainly drop a few into your hat.
Yeah, they don't have hats.
Can't even afford hats, huh? Sad. Not a decent hat, you'll never find a proper job, and so the cycle of poverty in this country grinds on and on.
Sir, can you tell us where you're from?
I come, to the best of my recollection, from out of my Chinese water torture box.
Oh, that's a bit racist.
Yet, my clothes are as dry as a bone, and here I am in another box. And come to think of it, this doesn't look at all like Montreal's Princess Theater. Though judging by your odd choice in clothing, you clearly are Canadian. So at least I find myself in the vicinity of where I began, and that's something at least.
Who the hell are you?
Who am I? Sir, you wound me. Have you never been to the theater, seen a film? Perhaps you'd recognize me if I were in chains, the neck bound to the wrists to the ankles, the whole of it secured to the chest.
I don't really go in for that kind of stuff.
I am Harry Houdini, escape artist, supreme, and motion picture actor. Has my star fallen so far in such a short amount of time? Did I step into that tank a celebrity and emerge a mere footnote? 30 minutes, it seems, is all the time it takes for a crowd to lose interest, grow bored, and turn its gaze elsewhere. Oh, how I grieve for the attention span of the 1920s.
Nobody tell him about TikTok.
Is that who we were trying to raise? Harry fucking Houdini? Sean,
Yes.
you planned this. You found the incantation. Is this who you wanted?
Yes.
Why? Why would you do that? What's the point?
Who would you have rather we raised?
I don't know. We're a death rock band. Roz Williams, Ian Curtis, Glenn Danzig.
Glenn Danzig isn't dead.
He is to me.
Fair enough.
So, what is a death rock band?
It's like a horror punk.
Oh, that just confuses matters even more.
Right. Sorry.
We are a group of musicians, and our subject matter is chiefly concerned with the macabre, the terrifying, ghosts and blood.
Like Europe's Grand Guignol. Terrific stuff. The insanity, the murders on stage. Now that's spectacle. And so you're a musical troupe that performs in that vein?
We do.
I'm still very confused. Why this ghost?
Dave, I am confused. Dave, there's a ghost in our Zoom meeting, and your reaction is not, holy shit, we conjured a ghost. It's, why not a better ghost?
If you're going to do a thing, do it right.
Pardon me. Are you insinuating that I am a ghost? Some rag and bone thing of fluttering curtains and echoing footsteps? A trick of the light? A creation of charlatans and bunco artists?
I didn't realize that ghost was an offensive term. Would you prefer specter?
I would prefer that you dispense with the concept altogether. I have spent the better part of my adult life debunking spiritualists and mediums. The idea that there are ghosts in the world would be laughable but weren't so dangerous.
So, what are you?
A man, and an exceptional one at that.
So you think you're still alive?
Let's just shorthand this, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and share screens.
Famine, war, pestilence, death. 2021. These are not good times, are they? Perhaps I should just accept my death then. I was certainly not made for this moment.
You're lucky we didn't conjure you a year and a half ago. But these aren't great times. And we're all a little more than worried about the future.
Dread, I know it well. When I was the man that I was, we had the extreme displeasure of seeing fascism take hold in Greece and Russia and Germany. The wonderful Weimar Republic. Oh, I had a moment when I saw that date, when a great terror gripped me, the panic of a drowning man. I clawed at life like a cornered rat, and then the headlines, so familiar in their way.
Having your heart broken by encroaching fascism makes you more made for these times than you realize.
Are you perhaps students of history? How long after my death did it take for the world to fall apart?
12 years?
Not very long at all. Or a lifetime, I suppose. It depends on your point of view. What of the country of my birth? What of Hungary?
You really don't want to know.
I see. Sad, but not unexpected. Now, to the matter at hand. What am I? Why am I here? And what in God's name is this box I find myself in?
You're a ghost.
That's ludicrous. I disapproved the existence of ghosts time and time again through scientific method. Let's hear no more talk of ghosts.
What would you prefer to be called?
Tibetan monks have a concept they call a tulpa, a thought form, a human apparition conjured from the mind of those magically and spiritually adept. Not a spirit, but a projection, a creation of a dreamer.
So you prefer that?
I'm giving you much credit, sir. To conjure me, you would need such skill and intelligence that I am suitably impressed. You hardly look the type to be that clever.
I didn't do it.
I did. I found the incantation. And I set up the Zoom invite and everything.
I don't know what a zoom is. Does it refer to speed? To the god Mercury, perhaps?
Zoom is a place outside of the physical world where spirits can gather and converse.
So then, your projections as well? Thought forms? Ghosts, if you insist?
Yes, we are, for all intents and purposes, disembodied.
And the boxes that we find ourselves in.
They keep us from dematerializing completely.
Oh, fascinating. I have spent my life escaping boxes, and now I need one in order to hold myself together. A fitting end, I suppose. Finally, the box has won in a most surprising way. Well, my dear, you called up this thing you see before you. How can I be of service? Do you wish to know the secrets of the box, the chains, the straitjacket?
I want to talk about your wife.
Well, that is a subject I'm always eager to discuss.
I'm the bass player in our little group, and the bass is the instrument that is just handed to girls who want to play rock and roll because it's easy, because you can flip your hair while you do it. It's bullshit. It's a consolation prize.
Kim Gordon would disagree.
We all can't be Kim Gordon.
No one expects you to be.
Fuck you, Dave.
I'm afraid I don't know what rock and roll is.
It doesn't matter. What I want to know is, I refer to the girl bassist in the rock band as the magician's assistant. Only there to keep the props moving and look good doing it. I want you to tell me about your wife. I want to know how important she was to the act.
Why do you want to know about us of all people?
Have there ever been performers as important as you and Bess? You brought death to the edge of the stage every night and survived. Who better to ask?
You should have conjured her.
Men listen to men. I need you to tell Dave here.
You raised the dead to prove a point. To prove a point? That's badass.
Dave, my wife was the love of my life. Cleverer than me and a damn sight more beautiful. And I scripted everything she did, directed every step she took on the stage, because my life hung in the balance. And that's the way it was. And what's more, we had been married and doing our act for more than 20 years before women were given the right to vote. I'm sorry, my dear, but if you want a spirited defense of the evolution of mammals, don't invite a dinosaur to the table.
She thrived after your death. Did you know that? Owned a business, started a new act with her as the star. Froze men on stage in huge blocks of ice. Take that from whatever the fuck you will.
I would have liked to have seen that. That's your answer then. Go solo. You know all the tricks. What are you waiting for? This one to die?
Hey,
You're a bold girl. You didn't need me to tell you that. What is it you're really after?
There's never been another you. I mean, there are better magicians, certainly, but no one that's ever done what you did. If I go out on my own, I want to know how to be as captivating as you were. What's your secret? Not the simple things like the locks and the water. I mean, the real secret of holding their attention.
Why? It's the simplest thing. Show them something they've never seen. Be a miracle while simultaneously debunking the miraculous. Eliminating the competition is always the key. And once you're better than the living, you must dismantle the supernatural.
Do you know what else your wife did? For 10 years after your death, she held a seance every Halloween.
She was always more sentimental than I. I don't blame her. I suppose that It's in grief that you're more susceptible to the tragedy of superstition. The way that the unknowable demands within you a quick fix, a devil's bargain. If I light this candle and swear and spit and cross myself, I can undo death. Hold my hand, hold it, and we together can cross an abyss, can reach the dead in the western lands, and find a measure of comfort in knowing that our loved ones are dragged with us through time like a photographic afterimage of ourselves, a manipulation of light. I sat with a medium once, and she said that. She drew a tarot card, the Hangman, and claimed it to be mine, that I was Odin, hung from the world tree to gain knowledge, that I was, well, suffice to say, there's a rich tradition of hanged gods, and when she held my hand, she saw my death and saw 3 wounds appear on my abdomen. And I laughed, and I explained the concept of cold reading, and I uncovered the mirrors and the dry ice, and I walked away, and I would often find myself absently rubbing my stomach. It's stunning, I think, how often the future can haunt you, haunt the past.
Dawn, I didn't realize you were unhappy enough to raise the dead.
You didn't?
Well, if I did, I certainly didn't take any responsibility for it.
That about says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I suppose that I need to get my shit together, because next time you might actually open the 7th seal and unleash the apocalypse.
Don't fucking tempt me.
Just please tell me that that his is the only ghost I'm going to be visited by tonight.
I guess it all depends on how you handle this one.
Harry, how do you escape ego and pettiness and jealousy and, well, loneliness that comes from feeling like a fraud?
You must surround yourself completely to those whom you draw near. You cannot pull people towards you, rely on them, and be cold and distant to them all at the same time. I put my very life in the hands of those closest to me, but more importantly, I put the totality of my art in their hands. You must trust them completely, and when they grow beyond you, you must allow them to place their burdens on you in return.
How did you die?
I assume it was the box. I wasn't quick enough. The water finally took me.
That wasn't it. It was 3 punches in the stomach by some college boy backstage at the Princess Theater in Montreal. It ruptured your appendix.
How ignoble. How small.
But that's not you. I mean, it's the real you, but not the you sitting in front of us, because there's no such thing as ghosts, is there?
No, of course not.
Jerry, did you know that it was Houdini we were trying to raise?
Yeah, I knew.
Unfucking believable. If I lost my soul in this little magic spell, you both better pray we all end up in different parts of hell, because I have been righteously fucked if all I have to show for it is a conversation with a guy who has a rabbit in his hat and a handcuff fetish.
I have with me neither hat nor rabbit.
Why did you want to meet this guy, Jerry? Are you looking to go solo as well?
No. I wanted to meet him because I figure if anyone could cheat death, it'd be the world's greatest escape artist. A trick like that might come in handy someday.
I suppose. But that's a hell of a long shot. And anyway,
Say, Harry, you got 3 punches. Say you got 3 wounds inside. Hidden, malignant, growing. And you're vanishing right before people's eyes. But they can't see it because the vanishing is ethereal, spectral, hollow, internal. A miracle of the worst kind. How do you disappear into that and come out the other side?
Jerry, are you sick?
Harry, I know a magician doesn't reveal his secrets, but you're here now, so it worked. And I need to know, please, how did you do it? How did you cheat death?
I never believed in life after death. And some people, friends even, close friends, were very angry with me about it. They called me a fundamentalist materialist, that I could only believe in what I saw with my own eyes. And so I had no soul because the only ending I could accept was the slow rot of the grave. That's not true. I dared death nightly, which I would not do if I thought that all there was to look forward to was nothingness. It's true, I never believed in life after death. But then I suppose my ultimate trick is that I never really believed in death either.
I said a prayer to Harry Houdini. I poured myself a dry martini. I dropped in second shot of gin. 'Cause a well-made drink's the only spirit I have faith in. I felt the noose tied around my neck. I felt a pain deep inside my chest. I felt the rope rough against my wrists. I swear there are no finer days than this. Oh, sweet release, bitter escape. I'll leave this world, no scratch or scrape. Bruise here or there, sign of affection, sign of commitment, mark or affliction. Do what we must, crowd on their feet, screaming with bloodlust, whispering something sweet. I always pray, Harry Houdini, but I don't think that he ever hears me. A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and so I sink to the lowest depths. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. That's 'cause a coward can't hold